If you're running a landscaping, construction or trades business and you want to use the Profit First style system, the big question always is, what percentages should I actually be moving into each pot? So let me give you some realistic starting numbers for a UK limited company turning over between 200 and 800,000 each year. These are the percentages, not rules, so use them as a guide and then adjust them based on your business. Let's start with VAT. If most of your work is standard rated, setting aside 10 to 16% of your revenue keeps you covered. Landscapers usually sit closer to 10% because materials come with VAT you can reclaim. Next, PAYE and NI. A good starting point is between 4 and 8% of revenue. Smaller teams sit around 4 to 5% and bigger teams closer to 7 to 8%. Once you factor in pensions and employers' NI, then we've got corporation tax. A simple approach is 3 to 5% of revenue for smaller companies and up to 10% if you're at the higher end and more profitable. This roughly covers the 19 to 25% corporation tax you'll pay on your profits. Now on to profit. Most businesses in this range start with 5 to 10%. If you're around £200,000 turnover, you may sit closer to 5 to 8%. If you're at the higher end, aim for 10 to 12%. Start small if you need to, and the goal is to be consistent. Next is the owner's pay. This one varies the most. Typically ranges as 7 to 25% of revenue depending on how the business is performing and how much you actually take home. Work yours out by taking what you pay yourself now and dividing it by the turnover, and that's your current percentage. Then materials. This isn't a fixed percentage because it depends on what you're pricing. When you quote a job, you already know your material cost. If you take a deposit, move the actual cost of those materials into a separate pot so you're not spending it by mistake. And finally, the emergency buffer. Start with 1% of revenue. It sounds small, but it will grow fast. Over time, aim for 2 to 5%, eventually building up 1 to 3 months of operating costs. Now a quick reminder. These percentages are starting points, not a one-size-fits-all solution. Your numbers will change depending on your team, your margins, your VAT position, and your goals. So either work out your own percentages based on your accounts or start with these, track them for a couple of months and tweak them as you go. If you want me to put all these percentages into a simple cheat sheet and you can save it on your phone, comment POTS and I'll send it over to you.